Please welcome relationship coach. This is Michael Fiore. Michael Fiore, everybody. You're not talking about dirty messages. There's a difference between sexting and texting.
What I teach is how to use, the same technology, text messages, as a way to bring that spark, bring that intimacy back into your relationship. I always tell people to be unapologetically romantic in their texts. To a woman, you can say, can you imagine how good it's going to feel to wrap my arms around you tonight? And it causes her to imagine. Yeah, exactly.
That just worked on me, and he's not even mine.
Well, the funny thing, Rachel, is a lot of guys, when they hear me say that kind of thing, they say, oh, Michael, that's so cheesy, right? And I say, it's cheesy, but the entire audience went, ah.
I got chills.
Yeah.
I have been taking Michael's advice, and over the past day or so, I've been using some of his techniques and texting you with cute little things to test it out and spark things up.
They were nice. I enjoyed them. I loved them. Michael, I thank you.
I tell you, we have to take a break so that everybody can do their homework. I want everybody texting over this break. Up next.
If you've got a cell phone and can follow simple instructions, this video will change your love life forever. Hi, this is Michael Fiore, and in the next few minutes, just like I did on Rachel Ray, I'm going to teach you how to use tiny little text messages sent from the cell phone you have in your pocket or purse right now to transform your husband, your boyfriend, or any guy you date into your very own secret Prince Charming, who thinks about you all day, craves your attention, and sweeps you off your feet. In fact, even though this might sound impossible now, after you watch this video and do what it says, like thousands of ecstatic women have already, you'll be shocked at the transformation that happens in your relationship with men literally overnight. How your boyfriend suddenly finds himself not just willing, but eager to give you all the attention you deserve. How your husband thinks about you, fantasizes about you, and counts down the moments until he gets to hold you in his arms again every time you're apart. And how any guy you date suddenly develops a romance addiction, where he goes out of his way to make sure you feel constantly loved and connected to him, no matter how far apart you are, and where seducing and romancing you becomes his irresistible new favorite hobby. Now, I know the idea of finally getting the relationship you've always dreamed of just by tapping out a few simple, powerful messages on your cell phone probably sounds a little bit unbelievable. To prove to you why it works so incredibly well, I need to reveal a few simple truths about your man's romantic mind no one has ever told you before, and show you how to secretly access the most private parts of his brain and hotwire his desire and his love in a weird but staggeringly effective way. Fact: romance means very different things to men than it does to women. If you're like most women, romance to you means connection, communication, long evenings, cuddled up together by a fire, and slow, sensual lovemaking. But to men, romance is a game. And if you play it wrong, you both lose. Plain and simple, men are hardwired deep in our genes to hunt and pursue women, to whisper sweet nothings in your ears, to do anything to make you swoon, and to win your love and affection and claim you as our own. The good news is, this means that inside every man, there's a romantic beast just waiting to be set loose if you just learn how to flip the switch and give him permission to act. Okay, if your man actually is a secret romantic and subconsciously wants to pursue you, why isn't he buying you flowers 3 times a week, writing little notes, and sweeping you off your feet? Why do you sometimes feel like you're in romantic Siberia, starving for even the smallest amount of affection? That's a really good question, and here is the really good answer. In order for your guy to actually act on his secret romantic impulses and give you the love and affection you want so much, he needs you to do 3 things. First, he needs you to tease him. Like I said a second ago, to guys, romance is a game. As soon as he felt like he won you, your guy lost interest, because subconsciously he felt like the game was over and he'd already won. If you want to reawaken the passion in your relationship, you need to remind him what a valuable prize you are and bait your guy into chasing you and hunting you again. Second, he needs you to give him permission to be a guy, to be unapologetically masculine without fear of being judged or being yelled at, and to feel powerful and desired as a man. And third, and this is weird for me as a guy to talk about, your man needs you to make him feel safe. Like he can be romantic without it being a big deal, without huge expectations, and without any of the other guys having to know. So how do you do all that? Well, as I proved live in front of Rachel Ray and her millions of viewers, the way to turn even the biggest romantic numbskull into the romance addict you deserve is by sending him certain almost magical text messages. Plain and simple, and as weird as this sounds, sending the right text messages to your husband or boyfriend during the day can transform your relationship almost overnight and give you the emotional, mental, and even physical intimacy you want so much. Why? Because texting is like having a romantic remote control for your man. With the right text, you can subtly feed your guy the kind of secret fantasies and emotional bait he's powerless against and can't help but respond to. No matter where he is, whenever you want, you can paint a goofy smile across his face and build his craving for you to a fever pitch. Using specific texts, you'll have a secret conversation with your man and create a private fantasy world between the two of you where he can open up and be unapologetically romantic without feeling embarrassed or exposed, where he tells you how he really feels and gives you the love and adoration you deserve, all without you having to get frustrated or angry anymore, and simply by pushing a few buttons on your cell phone. Okay, Michael, I get it. I see how I can use text messages to create incredible romance in my relationship, but how do I actually do it? Glad you asked, because I've got a really good answer for you. Like I said, my name is Michael Fiore. I'm a nationally known relationship expert who's been featured on television and radio and even got interviewed by Time magazine. And with your permission, I'd like to teach you everything I know about using tiny little text messages to hijack your man's romantic mind and have the relationship you crave. How? By introducing you to a simple step-by-step program I call Text the Romance Back 2.0, the 30-day digital relationship transformer. Text the Romance Back 2.0 is a step-by-step system that shows you exactly what text to send to instantly ignite a tremendous fire in your relationship. The Text the Romance Back 2.0 program is crammed full of step-by-step instructions and done-for-you texts designed to crawl into any man's unconscious mind and subtly awaken the secret romantic within. When you grab your copy of Text the Romance Back 2.0 today, you'll discover how to attract your man's attention no matter where he is, no matter how busy he is, or how addicted to work he might seem, all by using the simple curiosity magnet text no man can ignore. The stunning power of appreciation texts that send shivers down his spine and instantly wake up his love for you. You'll find yourself giggling at the spring he gets in his step and the goofy smile that spreads across his face when you use this simple method to tell him how you really feel. Feel like the passion is missing from your relationship? Once you learn the power of sensual compliment texts, you'll be able to multiply the heat in your relationship and have your man feeling warm and romantic, even on the iciest of days. And I can't wait until you feel the tingle that goes through your whole body the first time he uses one of these on you. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. As you get into the more advanced material, you'll also discover the incredible text massage technique, a technique so simple but so powerful, you'll swear you feel his hands on you, kneading your muscles and sending you to a place of total relaxation, even if he's all the way across town or on a business trip in a different state. In a long-distance relationship or forced to spend time apart, just wait until you use my patented distance destroyer texts. I've had men and women stationed overseas say this one technique saved their relationship and got them through a long deployment. Use this simple text to have your man feeling like he's right there next to you and loving every minute, even when he's across the country or on the other side of the world. Feel like you're out of sight, out of mind with men? Bait question texts will drag his attention to you like a laser beam and create incredible intimacy. These are great to use if you've just met a guy, to have him thinking you're the most interesting woman he's ever met. Next, you'll learn how to flirt and tease him with digital telepathy texts, even when you're in the same room. You'll love the look he gives you when he reaches into his pocket and sees the message you sent him, and how eager he is to get you alone afterwards. And for when it's time for romance to turn into hot and heavy passion, you'll discover how to use digital foreplay to enter the most private and primal parts of his mind and create a level of attraction and desire in your relationship you haven't felt since you first kissed. In fact, if you're like the tens of thousands of women who have used this already, you'll feel like you've gone through a relationship time machine and have created a better, more connected, more intimate, sexier, and more fun relationship with your man just by pushing a few buttons on the cell phone you have in your pocket or purse right now. Need proof? Just listen to what a few of my Text the Romance Back 2.0 customers have to say about the program. Connie tried the program and said, "A simple thank you is not enough to repay you for Text the Romance Back. It works. I'm a believer." Sherry says, "I'm 34, married with 3 children. After all the years and the routine of the 3 kids, my husband and I had gotten to the point of feeling like roommates. But with your program and subtle text messages, we're reigniting the spark." Ellen from Illinois says, "TRB turned my relationship into something that started me blushing again. Even my 19-year-old daughter and her friends are jealous, but I don't let them read the texts, of course." Rachel says, "Just wanted to say thank you for TRB. I have used it several times, and boy, did he respond in a positive way." MS says, "The guy I love just wanted to be friends. I used the techniques in Text the Romance Back to keep the lines of communication open. Now he's the one going out of his way to keep in contact with me and finds me totally irresistible. As he puts it, no other woman has done that for him, and I have gotten under his skin." EK from Atlanta says, "Got an immediate response to the text. After not hearing from a guy from a month, I was greatly surprised by how quickly he responded and that he responded at all." And a very happy customer from Los Angeles says, "I have been getting some great communication with the guy that I love. I am able to volley back and forth with him instead of going for the slam. He seems to want more and more from each text." And those are just a few of the hundreds and hundreds of emails I've received from incredibly satisfied women after trying this simple system. Here's my promise to you. If you've got 2 thumbs and can follow simple instructions, you can do wonders for your relationship and be giddy and passionate like teenagers again just by using these simple techniques like thousands have already. Okay, how do you get started texting the romance back into your life? How much for the Text the Romance Back 2.0 system as featured on Rachel Ray, and including dozens of done-for-you texts for both you and your man to use, plus my patented romantic texting formulas I promise you've never heard before. Now, honestly, this is the only program like this in existence, so there's nothing to compare it to. So let's just think of the alternatives you could try, or that you've tried already, to bring the spark and the romance back into your relationship. You could try planning a romantic dinner. That will cost you at least $100. And if you're like a lot of women, you'll find yourself annoyed at how reluctant he is to romance you, and how he spends all night talking about work or reaching for his phone to check the sports scores. You could try to grab his attention with sexy lingerie. A really nice set will cost you a few $100. And while it might turn him on, it won't really get you the real romance you want so much. Or you could try a romantic weekend away. That will cost you thousands to do right. And even if you do connect on a deep level and get physically and emotionally closer, you'll probably end up right back where you are now as soon as the magic of your vacation is over. Let me ask you a question. Years from now, when you're looking back, how are you going to feel if you could have made your relationship so much better just by pushing a few simple buttons on your cell phone? Not to get depressing here, but most couples in this country just don't make it. They get too busy for love. They forget to be romantic, to seduce each other, to love each other. They drift apart. They get bitter. And all that passion just turns to apathy and anger. How are you going to feel if you could have brought back the romance, the lust, and love? And what if you could have done it all just by tapping out a few tiny messages on your cell phone? It's hard for a lot of women to believe, but having a great relationship, being that couple who everyone else is envious of, is really just about doing a few little things right. As I showed live on television with Rachel Ray, the techniques I teach in Text the Romance Back work very well. And because I want you to experience the results for yourself, I'm going to let you have the full program at a price you're not going to believe. The regular retail price of Text the Romance Back is just $97. Less than one expensive dinner at a romantic restaurant, not to mention what you'll pay for a babysitter and gas, and a lot less than you'll pay to a relationship counselor if you don't get this romance thing handled. if you don't feed the desire you've got burning its way through your heart, if you don't do something to fan the flames of your love. Now, I know that $97 can seem like a lot of money to people sometimes, and I want to take away every barrier you have to getting the romance you deserve. Everyone who's used Text the Romance Back says it's a steal at $97, and my friends tell me the least I should sell the program for is just $67. But I want to make this a real no-brainer for you. I want you to try this material and see how well it works for yourself. That's why I'm willing to let you have Text the Romance Back 2.0 for just $47 today. Plus, if you act now, I'll also give you the audio version of the training at no additional charge, so you can study up while at the gym, in the car, or anytime you've got your headphones. You'll also get the I Like Myself Game worksheet that allows you to massively increase your own self-esteem in seconds. The Text the Romance Back 2.0 crib sheet that lets you skip to any text you want. The Text the Romance Back 2.0 frequently asked questions, where I answer intimate questions from customers and tell you exactly what to do if your texting doesn't go exactly to plan. And you'll get my new Facebook Romance Secrets program absolutely free, a $27 value. Facebook Romance Secrets is a new program I've created that will allow you to seduce your man, or any man actually, using Facebook and social media, and will give your guy ideas that will have you swooning every time you log in. As I say in the course, what you post on Facebook is the story you tell the world about yourself. And in this training, my friend Mike Hill and I will teach you how to tell a story that will have your partner grinning from ear to ear. In Facebook Romance Secrets, you'll discover how to use simple little posts on your man's Facebook wall to rivet his attention and send shivers of anticipation through his whole body. Facebook photos, and how to comment on his pictures in a way that has his friends and family gushing over how you're the perfect woman for him. How to be unapologetically romantic with your partner and have him scheming up ways to put a huge smile on your face. Facebook Romance Secrets is normally $27 all by itself, but I'd like to flat out give it to you just for trying out Text the Romance Back 2.0 today. Just to add it all up, as part of this special promotion, you'll get instant digital access to the Text the Romance Back 2.0 training program, normally $97. The Text the Romance Back 2.0 audio, normally $17. The I Like Myself Game worksheet, normally $17. The Text the Romance Back 2.0 crib sheet, normally $17. The Text the Romance Back 2.0 frequently asked questions, normally $17, and the Facebook Romance Secrets program, both the print and audio, normally $27. That's at least $192 of value for less than $50. All you have to do to get started is enter your email address and click the big, shiny, inviting Add to Cart button that just appeared below. You'll gain instant access to everything, and we'll be texting the romance back with your man tonight. And of course, you're covered by my no worry guarantee. Here's how it works. Simply order today, use the material. If you aren't blown away, and if you don't get results, just email me or my staff within 60 days for a complete refund. No fine print, no BS. But you really do have to act now. I'm selling this program now for just $47 as a market test, but I'm planning on raising the price or maybe even doubling it in the near future. Listen, I don't want to put too much pressure on you here, but you've got a really simple choice to make. And if you think about it, you've really just got three options. Option one, do nothing. Keep going the way you are now. Keep being frustrated and risk things getting worse because you don't take action. Option two, take what you learned here today and try to wing it with your husband or boyfriend or that guy you just met. Risk making up your own texts and hoping for good results. You can try this, but I can tell you from experience that the chances of you sending the wrong message and getting the opposite result of what you want this way are huge. Or you can try option three. Risk nothing at all today. Grab the Text the Romance Back 2.0 training for just $47 today and line up to be another of my growing list of success stories. And again, all you have to do to get started is enter your email address and click the big, shiny, inviting Add to Cart button that appeared below. You'll gain instant access to everything, and we'll be texting the romance back with your man tonight. I sincerely cannot wait to hear about your success with the program. Thank you so much for your time. I've been Michael Fiore. Still here? As you can imagine, I get a lot of questions with all the national attention I've been getting. So let me just answer some of the most common questions I've been asked about Text the Romance Back 2.0. Question number 1, how quickly will I get Text the Romance Back 2.0? Great question. Text the Romance Back 2.0 is a digital download. What that means is, the way it works is, you enter your email address in the box right down there. You click the Add to Cart button. You'll be brought to a shopping cart page, a checkout page, kind of like what you see on Amazon.com. You enter your credit card information, and then you're brought to a page where you can download the program directly onto your computer. That means you can actually get the program within 2-3 minutes of right now, if you actually grab it. What I like about that is it means you don't have to wait days for the box to get to your front door or something like that, right? You can actually get the material right away. You can then transfer it onto your iPad, your iPhone, whatever you want to do with it. It also allows us to give you a lot more material with the program because we don't have to worry about, physical products or things like that. What this really means is that you can just start using the material much more quickly. Many of the women who grab Text the Romance Back 2.0 get the material, read through it very quickly. We've had many emails from women saying they stayed up all night to go through it. And then you can start using this stuff with your husband, with your boyfriend, with that guy you've been chatting with online, whoever it is, to get results very, very quickly. No waiting, no being frustrated by that. If you want it, you get it right away. Question number 2, I'm not in a relationship right now. Can Text the Romance Back 2.0 still help me? Yes, it definitely can. The original version of Text the Romance Back 1.0, was really very much focused on folks who were already in a relationship, folks who were married or who had been coupled for some amount of time. When we first released that program, we got a lot of emails from men and from women who said, Michael, this is fantastic, I love this material, but I'm divorced. Or Michael, this is fantastic, I love this material, but I'm not with anybody right now. Can this help me? And so what we did is we added an entire section to Text the Romance Back 2.0 that's just for single folks, teaching you how to use the core concepts and the texting formulas and the texts you get in Text the Romance Back 2.0 if you're single. If you just meet a guy at a bar or you meet him online, he asks you out on a date, I tell you exactly what to do half an hour after you leave that date to have him wondering about you, thinking you're the most confident, amazing woman he's ever met in his entire life. And I show you how to use all of the different kinds of texts, the appreciation texts, the text massage, things of that ilk, to really add a tremendous amount of spark to a new relationship. Fun stuff. Question number 3, what if I don't text? What if my partner doesn't text? Not actually a big deal. Yes, I think texting is a very powerful way to communicate in today's world. What I really love about it is that it's distance agnostic, which is a fancy way of saying is it doesn't matter where you are when you're texting. My girlfriend, sometimes I travel a lot for work, and we'll text when I'm 3,000 miles away, and it really helps us feel connected. But we've had many, many folks who have used Text the Romance Back over email, who have used it over instant messenger, over Facebook Messenger, and who have even written notes. Or one guy who told me he actually used Text the Romance Back in person. He would simply take everything I taught him to do, and he would say these words to his wife, and he was amazed at how powerful it actually was. So don't worry so much about the texting thing. I do think texting is very, very cool and very, very powerful, but it's not necessary for this material to work for you. Question number 4. Were you really on the Rachel Ray Show? What's she like? Yes, I was on the Rachel Ray Show in February of 2011 on Valentine's Day on the episode. It was a lot of fun, and Rachel was very, very nice, and we had a really great time. What I really enjoyed about it was that I got to kind of walk the talk, as it were. What we did was they found a couple who was having some issues. They were an engaged couple. And I basically coached the woman about how to use the Text the Romance Back material to wake up the romantic in her guy. And if you watch the clip, you'll see this guy kind of blushing a little bit and talking about how fantastic it was and how much spark it brought back into their relationship. Really fun stuff. Question number 5. Isn't this just about sexting? Are you trying to get me to sext my man? Sexting. No. It isn't just about sexting. Yes, sex is to some degree a part of this. Sex is part of a relationship, right? And my goal is to help you have the best possible relationship you can with the man of your dreams, to be able to find and seduce that guy and have a really great connected relationship. But when you go through the material, I think you'll be surprised about how much of it is about emotion and connection and appreciation and curiosity and just establishing a connection between the two of you. Now, yes, the digital foreplay stuff that you get into later is about sex. It's about seducing that man in your life in a very powerful way, but that's only a portion of the material. There's a lot more to it. Question number 6, isn't texting just something teenagers do? Well, I don't think so. We sold many, many thousands copies of this program, and we don't sell it to teenagers, so I'm assuming not. Texting is a very, very powerful way to communicate. I like it because I call it digital telepathy, right? And I call it that because it's such a private way of communicating. Think about this. When was the last time you actually let anybody else look at the texts on your phone? That feels like a huge violation, right? And guys are the same way. They're not going to let anybody see what they're actually getting on their cell phone. It's the best way I know of to have a really private, powerful conversation. So it's not just for teenagers. Question number 7, my partner and I are fighting. Will text the romance back help? Yes, most likely. But it's not going to be like you can send one text and heal everything wrong with a relationship. What I like about the texting the romance back, if you have a contentious relationship, if you're in the middle of a fight, even a serious fight, is it gives you an alternate method of communicating, an alternate channel, a fantasy world where you can just have fun with each other. I actually tell you in the program, never say anything negative over text. I really want to reserve this particular medium as a way just to have a positive, lovely, sexy, fun relationship. Now, if there's something huge going on, if there was cheating, if there's something else severe of that level, it's going to take more work than just sending a few text messages to heal all of that. But it's a great way to get started. It's a great way to establish positivity and establish connection and establish love, even while you're dealing with these more serious things. Question number 8, what is this relationship time machine you talk about? The relationship time machine, or the RTM, as we call it, is a method we talk about in Text the Romance Back, where you can use text messages to bring your partner back to the best moments in your relationship. If you're like most folks, your relationship kind of follows this path where at the beginning things were so easy and were so lovely and hot and wonderful, and then somewhere along the line, maybe you got married, you had kids, whatever happened, things fell apart a little bit. That spark faded a bit. It's not the same as it used to be. And the relationship time machine is a way to mentally bring you and your partner back to when things were really, really easy and really, really good. You're going to have a lot of fun with it when you get into the program. I can't really describe it in too much detail here. It gets a little complicated. But when you get into Text the Romance Back 2.0 and you start using this stuff and you feel like you're on your honeymoon again, or you feel like you're on your first date again, or you're on that trip that you really enjoyed together, it's really wonderful stuff. Question number 9, I'm a guy. Can I use Text the Romance Back 2.0 as well? Yes, and you'd be really smart to do so. Women, a lot of women respond extremely positively to this material. So if you are a guy watching this particular video, grab Text the Romance Back, go through it, use it with your girlfriend, your wife, that girl you're dating, see what happens. It's very, very, very powerful stuff. I always say that women respond to this material like flowers to sunshine. They want this kind of attention. They want this kind of appreciation. They want this kind of seduction from a man they respect and a man they really love. Question number 10, how fast can I expect results? Most likely you'll get results with TRB rather quickly. Now, what does rather quickly mean? It's like, how long is a piece of string? It's a hard question to answer. Many, many women who try out Text the Romance Back 2.0 say they grab the program, they go through it. I recommend you go through the entire program before you do anything. And they send that first text. And sometimes they don't get a response to that first text. Many women are saying, like, well, I want a response. I want him to text me back. But getting a text back is actually not the point. Getting the result is, getting more love, getting more romance is the result you're actually going for. And many, many women either do get a response back right away, or they say, hey, I sent that first text you told me to send, and that night my husband came home and he wrapped me in his arms in a way he hasn't in so long, and he seemed more engaged with me than he has in so long, or he kissed me, or we made love, or whatever else. Now, sometimes it can take a little bit longer. If your guy is particularly kind of checked out, it can take a little more than just 1 or 2 texts to kind of get him to pay attention again. If you're fighting, it can take a little more than just 1 or 2 texts. But most folks get results within a few days, a week. The longest I've really heard has been about 2 or 3 weeks before getting any results at all. Okay? And question number 11, I'm in a long-distance relationship. Will this work for me? Yes, definitely. In fact, I would say this is probably the single most powerful program you can go through if you're in a long-distance relationship, because you're not going to see each other that often. And there's a whole section in Text the Romance Back 2.0 where I show you how to use anticipation and how to use the various formulas in Text the Romance Back 2.0 for a long-distance relationship, so that for those moments that when you are together, you really enjoy each other and feel addicted to each other and feel this lovely, lovely kind of energy. And for those moments when you're forced to be apart, you still feel connected. You still feel this kind of invisible thread between you, letting you know that you and this man who you love are something special, are something powerful. So I hope that answered any question you might have had about the program, and I want to encourage you one last time to enter your email address in the box that you see right below this video, and click the Add to Cart button, go through, enter your credit card information, grab Text the Romance Back 2.0. You have nothing to risk here. I actually take on all the risk here, because if you're not happy with the program for any reason, in the next 2 months, which is a pretty long time, you can simply get your money back. You simply have to delete the program off your computer, agree not to use it anymore, and you'll get all of your money back. I'm not really worried about that. There are a small percentage of people who grab the program who aren't happy with it for whatever reason, but the vast majority, about 94, 95%, really love this program, use it every day, have great results with it, and tell me about it. Tell me about how wonderful it is. So I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to take the risk on you that you're going to take this stuff and really use it and use it powerfully. So all you have to do is enter your email address, click the button, enter your credit card information, grab Text the Romance Back 2.0. And when you grab the program and go through it and get results, do me a favor, shoot me an email and tell me about the results. Tell me about how it works for you. There's nothing I enjoy more, or my staff enjoys more, than getting these success stories from men and from women saying, hey, I tried this stuff and here's how it affected my relationship. Here's how much better things are now. Here's the great night we had together. Here's how this fight we've been having over and over again suddenly wasn't that important anymore. So please grab the program, try it out for yourself, see for yourself how powerful this stuff is and how effective it is, and then tell me about it. Again, all you have to do is enter your email address, click the Add to Cart button. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for spending this time with me. I really cannot wait to hear about your success. And again, I've been Michael Fiore. Thank you so much.